was in the spring. Spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd all come along? And yes, I'm touching hands. I'm reaching out, and I'm touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good, so good, so good. I've been inclined, indeed I have, to believe they never would, but now I look at the night, and it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two, me and you. And when I hurting runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when I'm here with you? No way. I'm touching walls. I'm reaching out, and I'm touching me, touching me. Sweet Caroline, good time never seems so good, so good, so good, so good. I've been inclined, did I have, to believe they never would. Oh, no, no. Okay, here we are. We're coming up on the last chorus. I'm going to need some help here. Are you with me or not? Okay, take a deep breath. Here we go. Sweet Caroline, good time never seems so good, so good, so good. I've been inclined, did I have, to believe they never would. Last chorus, deep breath. Sweet Caroline, good time never Now it's time for another treat. We're going to welcome Amarillo's Buddy Holly, Mark Jones.